again since you mentioned him, Andrew Tate. You're both women, successful women. You're both creators. So Andrew Tate is an example of somebody that has become exceptionally successful at galvanizing public attention, but he's also, from many perspectives, a misogynist. So let me ask a personal question. Do you think I should talk to him on this podcast?
Yes, Lex Friedman. If you're watching this video, somehow, some way, get him on your podcast immediately. Immediately. Get it done. Get it done. I want to see this conversation. For sure I do. I think that Andrew Tate could convert Lex Friedman into being red pill, bro. Lex Friedman already is. He already is, bro. He just doesn't want to admit it. It's politically incorrect.
How would you feel as a fan? Somebody, I'm talking to the great Alex and Andrea Botez.
You see, you messed up right there, bro. You asked them how they felt. Already red flag.
Next episode is with Andrew Tate.
I think it's a double-edged sword, and most of these things are not as black and white as they seem. Because on one hand, I don't agree with his beliefs, and I think he said a lot of things that are very hurtful and that influence people's opinions.
All right, Lex Friedman, if you're a good interviewer, the next question you're going to ask is, what do you disagree with? Specifically, what did he say? And if they can answer that, then at least you know they've done some homework.
At the same time, talking to someone through that and trying to get to the root of it and how much of it he used just as a social media tactic to maybe change the opinion of people who have been so influenced by him towards something that is maybe more understanding towards women or things like that could do some good. But at the same time, platforming someone like that and giving them more attention also signals to other people who have a platform that it's okay. So it's kind of weighing the pluses and the minuses. It's a very tough decision because it's not clear.
Okay, so you see, she, again, said absolutely nothing. All she said was, it's controversial, people are confused, I don't know what to do. I said that in three sentences.
And the thing about the internet, when you make the wrong decision, you're going to pay for it.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, personally, and it is funny. Like, I think the whole way he rose to fame is just a growth hack, and I've seen other people do it where, like, you just say kind of, honestly, I don't really listen to his content because I just find it so dumb, but I think he knows that by saying
Okay, so you don't listen to his content, but you find it dumb. So you don't want to understand why he's saying the things he's saying. So who's the one being willfully ignorant? It's you. Maybe watch it. Challenge your ideas and stop watching people that solely agree with you and essentially make your brain into garbage because you are just perpetuating a delusion that makes you feel good instead of challenging your beliefs and cementing them and being able to say, this is the part that I disagree with.
Dumbest, most controversial things. That's like a quick rise to fame. And I think surface level, like, he can really hold it up. But that's why I would honestly enjoy tuning into a conversation where you're really breaking down to the core of those beliefs. And I think, like, the young kids who look...
Exactly. Breaking down the core of those beliefs. That makes you a smart person. But you said, I don't even watch that. I don't even want to understand that. So that makes you a dumb person, right? By your own definition. You're being willingly ignorant. You're dumb.
Up to him, and when you actually hear someone challenging it, could actually be helpful for people.
She's
but
speaking
at the same
womanese
time,
right now.
It's a lot of bad publicity. People see your podcast, they see, wow, like, if they don't know you and they don't know why you're interviewing him and they don't listen, they'll see that and then 100% think it's for the other reason.
But I'm also afraid of a society where you can't have discourse with people with people you disagree with. And even though I don't like Andrew Tate, I think the fact that he got banned from all the platforms is kind of scary because it sets a precedent. And you always have to ask yourself, would this be ethical if I was on the other side? And even things with a president like Trump, even if, let's say, you're some...
You see, I like that. I give flowers where it's due, bro. And she said at least she can put herself in the opposite position, right? So that comes with what? Self-awareness. She's self-aware, but is she willing to be responsible for the things that she's talking about, for the position that she's in? You know what a person should say, or what people should say when they disagree with Andrew Tate is, I don't watch his content. I don't agree that he should have been deplatformed. maybe I should do more research before I have a full opinion on him. That's what I would hope most people start to realize with this kind of content that we're creating. And we're truly breaking down the ideas. So far, they have said absolutely nothing about what's controversial. They're just talking about the controversy.
Somebody who was on the left, if that would have happened to a leftist president, how would you feel? Would you think that's morally ethical? So that is something that I think is important. We try to find ways to have conversations and reach some mutual understanding and try, instead of just amplifying the worst about every human being.
Well, so one of the major reasons
Yeah, that's probably me. I'm not going to lie. That's probably me a little bit right now.
I'm struggling with is because I really enjoy talking to brilliant women. I think it's also, a lot of women reached out to me saying like, it is what it is, but they're inspired when a female guest is on.
Yeah.
And to me, if I talk to somebody like Andrew Tate, even if I have a really hard hitting, I think it could be a very good conversation that lessens the likelihood that a brilliant, powerful female will go on the show, because they'll never watch it. But the thing we do in this society is we put.
Here's the thing, Lex Friedman, is do you want to watch those people? Would you rather talk to somebody that is willing to listen to both sides and grow their mentality? Or do you, and what Lex Friedman is afraid to do, and this is why, this is where fear sets in, right? You're afraid to ostracize the people that don't want to come on your show because of another interviewer that you had? That's your excuse for not having Andrew Tate on? Lex Friedman, let me tell you something, bro. Grow some balls. You wrestle. You fight. All right? You challenge your opinions and your thoughts. Stop letting your feelings get in the way, Lex Friedman. All right? Stop going to the blue pill side. Stay in the red pill side, bro. All right? Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. Have Andrew Tate on. Stop trying to think about, I don't know how this might affect how other people feel, and then the potential guests that are women, that they might not come on. Let them not come on, bro. Let them not come on. Every time I'm not gonna say every time, but the last few interviews that I've seen him actually speak to women, it's like he just lets them ramble on. He doesn't call them out on the bullshit that they say. He doesn't. He just lets them speak womanese.
Labels on each other. Well, Lex is the person that platforms misogynist.
Yep.
I did a thing where Joe Rogan got in trouble over an N-word controversy earlier in the year. And Joe's a good friend of mine, and I said that I stand with Joe, that he's not a racist or something like that. And within certain communities, I'm now somebody who's an apologist for racists, right? Or a racist myself, that kind of thing. And we put labels without ever listening to the content, without ever actually, just even the very simple step, or it seems to be difficult, of like taking on the best possible interpretation of what a person said and giving him the benefit of the doubt and having empathy for another person. So you have to play in this field where people assign labels to each other, and it's difficult.
You see, that's the thing, bro, is stop playing in the field of labeling each other, bro. That's how you get to selling out, man. Because you know why? You'd rather miss out on a guest like Andrew Tate to have a woman or essentially a brilliant woman who disagrees with Andrew Tate. So you're choosing a side, even though you don't want to choose a side. You shouldn't be, putting the people that you want to speak to aside for a guest that represents all the things that you don't like. Come on, Lex Friedman. You can do better than that, bro. You can do better than that. I believe in Lex Friedman, man. I believe in him.
But ultimately, I hope that good conversations is a way to like a greater understanding for people to grow together as a society and improve and learn the lessons, the mistakes of the past. But you also have to play this game where people just like putting labels on each other and canceling each other over those. Or that guy said one thing nice about Donald Trump, he must be a far-right Nazi. Or the opposite, that this person said something nice about the vaccine, he must be a far-left whatever, because apologist for whatever, for Fauci.
I get it, man. You're afraid of your own audience. He's afraid of his own audience. because he knows that his audience is essentially left wing. I'm assuming that's the only reason why you're talking in that way. You're really scared to agree with anything Andrew Tate has to say because you're afraid of the repercussions. I get it.
Or most of us, I think, are ultimately in the middle. It's a weird thing, but I think, and it's also painful on a personal level. Like people have written to me about things like single words, half sentences that I've said about either Putin or Zelensky, where they have hate towards me because of what I said. Either both directions.
And those people are what? Close-minded individuals that have surface-level opinions. Are those the people that you want in your circle, Lex Friedman? No, and you know it to be true. Stop fighting it. Stop fighting the red pill. Take it. Take it, bro. Take it. Take it.
As I've now accumulated very passionate people that some call me a Putin apologist, some call me a Zelensky apologist. And it hurts to, given how much I have family there, how much I've seen of suffering there, and to carry that burden over time and not let it destroy you is tough. So like, do you want to take on another thing like that when you have conversations?
Right.
Okay.
You see?
Emotional damage.
As men, that's what we have to do. We have to carry this weight on our shoulders and we have to enjoy it. We have to be like, yo, at the end of the day, I got all these people on my back complaining and bitching, but guess what? Guess what? It's all online, and that's my feelings getting in the way. I got to put up with it, and I got to deal with it, and that's what makes me a man. That's it. That's it. Bang your chest a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I just talk to awesome people like you two, where it's not that
We're
burden.
not controversial.
Or you're interesting, you're fascinating, you're inspiring, you're like fun, you know.
Yo, IXS, bro, you always nailing it, bro. You always nailing this. He said the red pill is like medicine. It tastes bad at first, but ultimately it's good for you. W, bro, for real.
Not all those difficult things that come with more difficult conversations.
Right. But somebody has to be making those difficult decisions and challenging the notions that we should cancel someone just for slightly disagreeing with us. And it's very hard to take that on personally. And I think that's a huge part of it when you know it's something you're doing for the right reasons and you're getting a lot of people coming and misinterpreting it. It's very painful. But I think you have to ask yourself long term if when you made that decision, you ultimately thought it would be better or worse for your listeners to know that conversation. And then if you can sleep with it at night, take the risk.
Yeah, when I talk to people that, especially like astrophysicists, and you realize how tiny we are,
Right.
how incredible, like how huge the universe is. Like it doesn't matter. You can do anything. You could like.
All right, bro. Now they're getting into astrophysicists and all this bullshit. Can we stay
Days
on
after.
the conversation?
And of course, they're not actually ever serious things. They're usually like things clipped of it with as good intent,
wait, she knows.
worst moments, but then people forget about it.
Wait. She realizes.
Of course, they're not actually ever serious things. They're usually like things clipped of any streamers and like their worst moments, but then people forget about it pretty soon after.
So you're able to accept that, like when somebody's being shitty to you for a day.
Yeah, I mean, I still get sometimes emotional about it, especially when I'm like, oh, wow, like these things are being said are not true.
You see, this is what blue people do, bro. This is what blue pill people do, bro. This is what coping is. This is what fucking, at the end of the day, you got friends that don't agree with what you're saying. Why don't they agree with it? Because they don't understand your values and your ethics, all right? And if they're not willing to have that conversation, you know where they belong?
She belongs to the streets.
That's it. That's it, bro. All right. If you understand that, and this is somebody maybe you care about a lot, and you've had them in your life for a long time, and maybe you're starting to see things differently, have empathy.
Empathy.
Listen to what they have to say. Truly listen to what they have to say. Don't try to force these things on them. All right. And just let them speak. Let them speak. Listen to what they have to say. Reiterate what they're saying. All right. And then use your knowledge to combat the ideas that they're putting out there. You know what? At the end of the day, you're going to level up and that person's going to level up. And then you should know if you still be friends with that person. If that person turns around, doesn't want to listen to what you're saying, it's like, no, everything you're saying is wrong. I don't like this part of you. You're changing, blah, 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 blah.
She belongs to the streets.
That's it. That's it. They're not willing to listen. You had to sit there and listen, but they don't have that same respect for you. Why? It's a person that shouldn't be in your life.
Like, this is clearly taken out of context, but I've just accepted that it's part of the job. And if I am trying my best and I am trying things with as good intentions as possible, then I just try to learn every time that happens and be like, okay, what could I do better? And what is just part of the job?
You see, it's funny. It's good when she says it. It's bad when Andrew Tate says it. That's so funny, bro. That's the double standards we live in. That's the double standards we live in. All right, yo, guys, thank you for joining me on this episode of Jesus. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to the people here. Yo, fuck with you guys. Love you guys. Honestly. IXS, you're always here, bro. Alex the Gamer, yo, shout out to you. I think you've been here before, bro, but, you know, you're new. Shout out to you again. Joseph Charles, shout out to the OG Joseph Charles and IXS, bro. For real. For real. Clutch Twan, new dude. Shout out to you too. Cameron Eatsman. Let me see. All you guys are new. Those guys are new. Those guys are new. But all right, cool. We had a great stream. Tyreek McLaughlin was chilling here for a bit. I always fuck with Tyreek. And the High Caliber Man had him on the stream. So again, thank you guys for joining. Jesse Jameson too. Thank you guys for joining. I'm out. W Ash Stream. Peace.